Good afternoon. It's Karri.Lindsey with Brix Realty Emerald Coast, and I am here to talk about the monthly real estate market report and what is our real estate market doing. So let's jump in and let's start with we seem to be in a demand-based rate environment. And so what does that mean? Well, if you look at this graph, you will see that the dividing line between red and green is really the interest rate of 6.5%. So we've had some significant things happen in the economy. And now we're sitting below 6.5%. And that is a much more positive rate for obviously home buying. And it's a good demand environment as well right now for those buyers that are out there currently home shopping. Sam Cater from Freddie Mac gave us a great perspective on this. He said that turbulence in financial markets is putting a significant downward pressure on rates, and that should be beneficial to buyers in the short term. We definitely have had some turbulence in our markets right now, and that is boding well for mortgage rates. And so as mortgage rates come down, it definitely makes homeownership more affordable. So let's first talk about home appreciation. So if you remember last fall, there were a ton of articles out there basically saying the sky is falling, the market's going to crash, and home prices are going to fall about 15 to 20%. And well, as you can see in this slide here, which was provided by the National Association of Realtors, that has simply proven not to be true. Sure, there have been some markets that have seen some price decreases. However, nationally, though, our appreciation rate across the country is right at 3.8% based on the average sale price and year over year data. Here in Florida, in the Panhandle, our appreciation is running anywhere from 1.5% to about 21%, depending on what part of the Panhandle and what specific city you're looking at. And this is important to understand because you need to know that prices in this country are not in a free fall. And that is important knowledge for you to have as a buyer. It's not even close. And if you remember me saying in the previous videos that I've done on this topic, I said the market would probably stabilize, but we definitely wouldn't see a home price crash. And now we have the data that proves just that. So again, while we are seeing improvement in the affordability of purchasing a home, we're definitely not out of the woods yet, but we are making progress, and that's what is important. So that's mainly been largely to rate reductions that we've talked about, and then also income levels have increased as well. So when you're looking at this graph, obviously the higher the bar, the better affordability of a home. So when you're talking about the orange bars here, this was during the housing crisis in 2008, and homes were a lot more affordable back then. But if you look at the blue bar, that is where we are right now. It is trending in the right direction. So we are headed back up, and economists expect that that will continue throughout 2023. So that's good news for those of you that are thinking about purchasing. And really, when you think about home affordability, it comes down to three factors. It comes down to home prices, income, and your mortgage rates. So we're going to cover mortgage rates and monthly payments and income as we move forward. So another component is your mortgage payment, right? And that's depicted basically by what the mortgage rate is going to be. So realtor.com gave us a good quote as well. And it says each downward tick in the mortgage rate is met with increased buyer demand as many eager home shoppers take advantage of the lower cost of financing a home. So as our interest rates go down, your mortgage payment goes down. And so as you can see, again, this goes back to January of 2021. Mortgage rates were really low back then. So our interest rates were low, and thus our house payments were low. And then as we've headed into 2023, we topped out in October of 2024. Being the most unaffordable, and that's when interest rates were headed towards 7%. But the trend has been going down, and that's what we want to see. So right now, homes are more affordable than they were in fourth quarter of last year. And so again, making improvement. And that's what I want everybody to understand. The market's not going to correct itself overnight, and interest rates will probably never get back into the 2.5 and 3s. But what we would like to see is it trending towards more of a more stable rate around 5%. And it looks like we are headed in the right direction. So NAR put this together, and their recommendation when somebody purchases a home is that they don't spend more than 25% of their income on their house payment. And so that's typically what banks follow as well. So last year, you can see in the fall, in October, when rates really started to rise, people were spending 27.4% of their income on their house payment. And now we've crossed that threshold. So this is the 25%. We've crossed that threshold. And now today we're at 23.8%. So again, homes are becoming more affordable. Will we ever get back to 11.6% of our income? I don't know. We definitely can hope for that. But right now, I think we just need to be happy with the progress that we are seeing. So to wrap up, we definitely are in a rate sensitive environment. But what I want you to take away from this is that the market is improving. Home prices are not going up crazy like they were in the last 2 to 3 years. And so there is more stability. We have a little bit more demand because rates have been increasing. We still have low inventory levels. And so that is keeping the appreciation there because, again, the law of supply and demand. But I just want you to know that we are moving in the right direction. And if you have any questions about home buying, about home selling, please let me be your resource. I would love to give you all the information that I can so that you have the knowledge to make a great decision. So again, thank you so much for joining. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, please reach out 913-638-7767. Thanks so much and have a great day.